Hey everyone, Raid Games here. In this video, we go over how I made the yellow kit for Raid Arena. But before we begin, remember to like and subscribe for more. I really enjoy making these videos and your support would mean a lot to me. Anyways, on to the video. Yellow, like red and blue, kits I've covered beforehand, was one of the 4 original kits that Raid Arena launched with. And you know what? These videos are getting too formulaic. Let's face it, you clicked on this video either because you're interested in Raid Arena, or you found this video randomly, which in that case you've probably realized this is another video where some guy reads off a script and nothing else happens, and you've probably already stopped watching. So let's change that. Let's do something different this time. How about instead of listing off what Yellow is and his history and all that boring stuff, let's begin with Yellow's true introduction in my very first PvP map, Raid Battle. Now, was Raid Battle my first map? No, but it was the first published map that Yellow appears in. And this map definitely set the precedent for what most kits would look like in my future maps. Like for example, green is the crossbow kit and orange has the golden apples and stuff. The 3 most important precedents set for kits though were my very first ones, red, blue, and you guessed it, yellow. These 3 are the most important because they represent the 3 types of interactions players can have with the game. There's firstly attacking other players, which is handled in red, being attacked by another player, which is what blue covers, and finally there's the actual movement within the arena, which is what yellow's all about. Or in other words, red is an offensive kit, blue is a defensive kit, and yellow is a mobility kit. Together, these 3 form the basis for all other kits and interactions in the game. But what does it mean to be the mobility kit of the game? Well, if you were to see the 3 types of interactions as 3 separate scales, you could say that yellow sacrifices one or the other values to increase the mobility value. Like, let's take blue for example. With diamond armor and health boost 4, you definitely give blue a high stat for his defense, but with only an axe and having slowness, you say that he has very low attack and mobility values. So what's yellow's scale like? Now, considering that yellow has less armor but still seems to have a variety of different weapons, none of which are too strong, and that yellow has speed 2 and jump boost 2, you give yellow a low defense and average offense, but a very high mobility value. Now, of course, I wasn't actively thinking about all this when I made the map. A lot of what I'm saying just comes intuitively to most people, but it's still important to explain to give an accurate picture of how I came to update and change yellow in the future. Speaking of which, let's see how yellow looks like in my next map, Raid Games. Yellow was considerably expanded upon in Raid Games, now boasting weakness arrows and potions of blindness? That can't be right. Huh. I guess it is. Anyways, yellow has a lot more to work with than before. Now, you may be thinking, hey, wait a minute, yellow in Raid Games has way more stuff than in Raid Arena. What happened? Would not having less stuff make the kit more boring? And to that I say, yeah, the yellow in Raid Arena is way more tame than in Raid Games. But I also want to point out that more doesn't always equal better. You see, my intention with yellow is for it to be a simple kit, a kit that represents the basis for a mobility class. Weakness arrows and blindness potions are cool ideas, and they definitely can work within a mobility-based kit, but putting everything together in a kit that's meant to be simple doesn't build for a good baseline for future kits in the class. So while yellow in Raid Games is fun, it doesn't fit what my intentions for the kit were. But now that we have the previous versions of yellow out of the way, let's look at how the kit is in my current map, Raid Arena. As I said before, this version of yellow is the most tame out of the 3, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. But how did I go from this to this? Well, let's see. Firstly, because Raid Arena used gears that every kit shared in, I had to come up with one that gave yellow some mobility without making every kit super amazing at movement. And after some testing, I came up with the potion gear, which had the speed effect in it, but wasn't necessarily a mobility-based type of gear. Potion instead acted as like a buffet that had both offensive and defensive upgrades along with speed. But this version of yellow didn't still feel like a mobility class. Just having speed wasn't enough, so I went back to the drawing board. I first thought of giving yellow a special potion gear that would replace regeneration with jump boost, but I didn't want that because it would still be too similar with the old potion gear, and I didn't want 2 different gears doing essentially the same thing. So then, after some more thought, I came up with just putting a sign on yellow's kit that said starts with jump boost. But I didn't like this very much because Raid Arena was supposed to have a system for its kits. I didn't want to just add stuff just because, like I did with my previous maps. At the same time though, I didn't want yellow to just be a kit that started with speed. So what was my solution? Well, I decided to just give every kit a sign that had a special ability to it. Get it? Special? Like the name of the feature? I am so very clever. Anyways though, that's how specials got into the game. Anyways, now that we have what yellow has out of the way, let's go over how the kit plays. Being the most basic version of a mobility kit, Yellow plays exactly how you'd expect the kit to. You use your higher mobility to play around your opponent's reach and to make yourself harder to hit. Because of Yellow's simplicity, the kit is just about good for any playstyle or strategy, from rushing into your opponent from attacking them from far away. It's actually quite nice since unlike other kits, Yellow's really easy to use effectively. Anyways, that's everything. I could go into the history and meta of Yellow like I did with other kits, but I wanted it to be different this time. But what do you guys think? Would you rather me go into that stuff as well, or do you like how I went over the kit in this video more? Answer that in the comments down below. Anyways, like and subscribe for more. Bye!